Hey YouTube fam, I'm back with another video. Today I will be getting in more in depth of my real estate career. A lot of people have been asking me so many questions on leasing, how to get into real estate, what to look for when getting into real estate, what do landlords look for, just random questions that deals with leasing or real estate in general that I've gathered throughout this whole year, and I'm just gonna put it all in one video, and I hope you guys find this useful. These are just me answering these real estate questions that you guys been asking. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy and find it useful. And if you do consider wanting to get into real estate or wanting more information, you don't have to get ready now. You can get more information from me. I will give you a link below to contact me. And yeah, my company does recruiting all the time, and we do give valuable info sessions as well. And if you have any questions on leasing or want to start your search, or you're just moving here, or you just got to Chicago, I am here for you. So yep, enjoy the video. Okay, so I got my questions here that I've wrote just from people from Facebook, people that have been DMing me. So I wrote it on all a sticky note, and let's see what the first one is. So someone asked me, why real estate and fashion? They're so different from each other. I've always loved real estate. I always was so fascinated with buildings and different architectures. And when I was young, I would love listening to a lot of people that are into real estate business. And I was like, wow, one day I want to own my own investment property. And I've always loved it. And so when I actually started to get into real estate, I found my true passion when I can help someone get into their home. And I've helped so many people, and they have different stories. It's crazy that there's so many people out here that you don't know what they're going through or what their situation is. Like, yeah, they're renting an apartment, but I didn't know they're going through the divorce. I didn't know they're going through something really traumatic. And when I can accomplish something that I help them find a place that they lay their head at night, I feel so much better. Like, I feel like I can help someone out there. And that's when I really started to love real estate more. And obviously one day I want to own my own properties and invest in it to build generational wealth as well. And the fashion part, I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. If you guys know me from high school, I always had the latest Jordans. I used to flip Jordans as well. I used to get a lot of shoes from my friends that work at City Gear, Foot Locker, and they would give it to me for like regular price, and I would just flip it. Like, if you went to my high school, you'll know me as the girl that flips Jordans, and I've always been a hustler. And that's when I got into fashion as well, was in high school. My brother was really into fashion, and he won Best Dress, and I honestly got my dressing and my fashion taste from him. So I've always been into fashion. I didn't take it serious until about 2 years ago. I just was putting stuff out there, like dropping different collections, and I just started taking it more serious, and a lot of people started buying my clothes, and I've been in stores and different magazines, and I've been very blessed that I didn't even expect like for me to be here right now if you asked me 2 years ago, because I just took fashion as like a hobby. I don't buy a lot of Jordans from here and there, but I always love fashion, and I've just learned that being an artist, I can express these intense emotions onto my artwork. And that's when I started taking it serious about 2 years ago into my brand. And it all started in high school. And yeah, so that's where we are at with that question. And let's see the next one. How do you like being a leasing agent? I love being a leasing agent. This is actually my first year being a leasing agent and in Chicago. I love it. I love meeting people. I love meeting people. I love helping them. And I don't know, it's weird. I love people because I just love to meet people. All right, so the next question is, how do you like being a leasing agent? I love being a leasing agent because it also helps me build my character. See, being in this real estate world business is like entrepreneurship. And so my clothing brand helped me implement that entrepreneurship into my leasing job. But it's a whole nother ball game, but it's still the same structure, like building your own business. Entrepreneurship is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. Entrepreneurship is really hard, but it's well worth it. I love making my own hours. I love waking up in the morning, not reporting to somebody. I've always been an entrepreneur. I always had this entrepreneurship in me. I worked other jobs before. Don't get me wrong. I don't have nothing against people that work 9 to 5. I think it's smart to work a 9 to 5 and, have a side business. But as I went through life and I worked through all these jobs as like H&R Block and all these other jobs, I realized that I like making my own hours, and to each their own. And so I love being a leasing agent. It is hard, it is not easy, but it's well worth it. And I love meeting new people every day and just helping them. So yeah, I like being a leasing agent. All right, let's see what the next question is. What was the worst thing you ever experienced as a realtor? Let's see. I don't recall a bad experience I ever had. I do remember, I had a referral client that I showed her a place. It was her sister. And I guess she thought, oh, if I can get her sister in a place, I can get her into a place. But the thing is, she did not have the best credit. She didn't have the best income. So it's like, oh, you helped my sister, that means you can get me in. No, I have requirements that I have to meet and laws I have to go by. So I showed her apartments, and she just had a stink attitude the whole time. And it was just like, why am I helping you? Or like, do you think I'm gonna get you in because I helped your sister? But overall, I never had a bad experience. I had just deal with people that have stink attitudes, but that was just like one time. Like every other clients, I vibe with them. I love talking to them. And yeah, I just love vibing with my clients. So I can say I never had a worse experience ever yet. Let me knock on wood, actually. So yes, I never had a worse experience ever. Just people with little attitudes, which is fine. Like, that's normal, that's life. That's just people, they have attitudes. Let's see, how do I get started in real estate? So there is 2 different ways you can get started in real estate, because when someone asked me this, I was like, which do you want to be, a real estate agent or do you want to be an investor? So there's a difference. Like, there's people that want to invest in real estate and they don't want to do the sales part, which is becoming a realtor. That's a whole nother subject if you want to invest in. But if you want to get started in real estate, I went through CAR. It's the Chicago Realtors Association. They have classes. I recommend Real Estate Institute, and my job at Realty of Chicago, we also offer real estate classes as well. So I will put that link below, and you can contact me or DM me if you want to get started. And we are in Chicago, but we have about 5 locations, and we're just keep expanding. So if you want to start in real estate, I got you. I have my info below, and you can contact me. And then let's see, what's the next question? All right, you guys, another question. What do landlords look for in a good quality tenant? Someone asked me this, and I think because they were trying to get into my listing, and they asked me, what do landlords look for? So landlords look for, the list can go on and on, but the important things that I see when I work in this business is have good credit history, have good credit history, and a good savings. Obviously, money talks. If you have a good savings, that can tell the landlord that, oh, you're a good saver, you have good money management, and if anything happens with your current job, you'll have money to back you up. Another thing that I know that's so important that landlords look for is credit history. Credit history is very important. Credit history can get you a lot of places. I know people that have about 700 or 800 credit score, which is so excellent. But I learned that the history of your credit really matters, because someone can have a high credit score, but they don't have any history. It does not show, does this person pay their car bill on time? Or it does not show if this person is responsible to have a big loan or have a new apartment. So even if your credit's really high right now, I would open maybe a credit card. I'm not trying to give you legal advice or anything. I'm not a financial person, but build your credit. Even though you have a higher credit, that does not mean anything sometimes. The history matters more. Another thing that I know that's important to landlords is savings. Have not a big chunk of savings, but a decent amount, because the more savings you have, it shows the landlord that you're very good at saving money. If you have a current savings right now, the landlord can say, oh, okay, if anything happens at their current job, they will have some money to back them up. So those two things are the most important requirements that landlords look for a good quality tenant. Is your credit history, remember history, and a savings. I will throw in another thing as well, is a solid job history as well. If they see you jumping from job to job, it can be a little suspicious to people. Sometimes our landlords are flexible. They understand that people change jobs, but as I work through this business, I see that people look for a good job history, someone that has stayed at their job for a long time. So yeah, those are the three things. And I do have a video out now that has 5 tips I consider when looking for an apartment, and I talk about the requirements and what to look for when looking for an apartment. So go check that video out as well. And then let's see some other questions I have. Are security deposits still being used? That's a good question. It varies. It varies from landlord and management companies. Something we can't control. We cannot control unless the management companies or the landlord tells you. I do see nowadays that people are moving to move-in fees. So move-in fees are a one-time payment. They don't keep it for the duration of your lease. It can go from $500 to $700, which is usually lower than a security deposit, which is good. But compared to security deposit, as you know, they keep it in a savings in their bank account for the duration of your lease. And that is usually one time of the lease. So say if the apartment's $1,000, your security deposit, you will have to pay $1,000. But compared to a move-in fee, you will pay about a one-time non-refundable of $500. So a lot of landlords and management companies I see now move from security deposit to move-in fees because they're so much easier. But you still have landlords out there that will charge you security deposits because say, you move out of your apartment and you messed up something, the landlord can take some money out of what you damaged. But yeah, security deposits are still around and move-in fees are more popular, just to make you be aware. These are all good questions and I have a few more, so let's finish these off. What is an important trait of a good agent? Someone asked me on Facebook of this. What's an important trait of a good agent? Okay. I will explain. A good trait I would say is being personable, because you're here to help solve someone's problem. And being personable, when that trait comes in, they can feel comfortable around you. You can make your clients feel like, wow, you're so easy to talk to. You don't judge me. You don't make fun of me. You don't have, a strict attitude. And I learned that from myself. and from a client that gave me a review that said I was very personable. And I was like, what is personable? So I looked more in depth on that word. I did know what it meant, but I didn't know a deeper meaning in it. And it's just listening to people, having empathy, and listening more than talking, because then you can help them solve their problem. And sometimes people love for you to listen to them. And yeah, I just think a good trait is to be personable. So yeah. And then next question is, how do you manage your brand and your career? Okay. How do I manage my brand, clothing brand, and career? I balance it. It is still a little hard, but the thing is, with my career, it's something I'm building as well as my brand. But I look at more my brand as a hobby. So when you like to do something and it turns into something you love as a hobby, it does not become like baggage to you. So when I do get home from my leasing job, I, like, oh, I'm gonna design this collection today, or I'm gonna design, a hat, because it's something that I love to do. And it's weird because you'll feel it. Like, if you love something, you would just automatically get up and you'll just do it because you love it. And I think that is the reason why I can say that I've been managing my business and my clothing brand. The leasing career still takes a little time, but I'm doing good. I know I will do good, but my brand is like, wow, I can do whatever I want with it. Like, I have so many supporters, and it's just like, I can put my art out there and people are supporting me, and I'm just blessed for that. So I say, how I manage it is I keep my real estate as my career. That's how I focus. That's where my discipline plays in. And my brand is when I have free time, I come home and I just start doing art, because I love doing art. So I think when you love something so much, it does not become a baggage. It becomes like a hobby. Like, I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna do something with it. Or, oh, I'm bored, let me go make some art. And that's how I feel with my brand. But I've learned throughout dealing with these two is both entrepreneurship, but on a different level. And it's just building a brand. Just like in real estate, I'm building a brand. Just like in my clothing brand, I'm building a brand. So all entrepreneurship does connect in a way, but it's just different types of like businesses. And so yeah, I keep my clothing as my hobby, and I keep my career as my actual day job. So yeah, that's how I do it. And let's see what the next question is. I have 2 more and then I will let you guys go. But these are really good questions. What's your favorite part about working in real estate? Okay, I got this one from Instagram. So my favorite part working in real estate, I like driving around. I like driving because gives me a peace of mind. So when I'm driving like on Lakeshore, or I'm driving through these neighborhoods, it brings me peace, because usually, I'm alone and I'm just in my head, and I just like driving around. And the second part is I like meeting people. I like to talk to people. Live, I'm gonna ask people questions. I'm gonna talk to them. I want to get to know people. And I that's a thing why I like love working in real estate, is I get to meet new people every day, because there's so many people in this world and you never know who you'll meet as well. So I'll say the long drives or the drives around the city, which I like to do, and meeting people every day. My last question for today, how do you get clients? All right, so I got this one from Facebook, and it's crazy because I also get this from my coworkers as well. So as you know, leasing is not the easiest. It's not hard as well. It's just how you go about it. So how I get clients I've been getting most of my clients from referrals. I do a good job and they refer me out, which I'm very thankful for. I know when I first started, for people out there that are new agents, you can start like posting ads or go on Zillow. I know when I had a listing, I brought a lot of clients in, and the people that the people that didn't get the apartment, you can convert those people. You can ask them, hey, even though my listing's rented, I can see if I can find you something else. So don't just let those people go. And that's a way that how I got clients. But right now, I get a lot of clients from referrals, and like I said, I've been really blessed. And it's because I do my best and I do a good job, and then people refer me, and then it just builds up from referrals. But I think the most important thing is from referrals to getting your clients. And I'm not saying it will come quick, but it will come if you do a great job, you put your heart into it, and people will recommend you. People can feel that energy, trust me. Like, people can feel that energy, and if you're genuine and they like you, they will recommend you. I mean, if they don't recommend you, I don't know what to say. But I've been getting my clients from referrals, and like I said, don't sleep on those people that are looking, because you can convert them as well. So yeah, that ends it off for today of the few questions that I've gotten from you guys, and I just gathered everything up. But I would do maybe a part 2 because I do get other questions as well, but I just wanted to put everything on this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will be doing more videos. So yes, if you are looking into getting into real estate, I will put my information below. And if you are looking to search for an apartment around in this city, I can help you. So I will put that information below. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.